So these are the deployment options that we can go. The one is basically ERP with the SCM server, then another is ERP with decentralized EWM system, that is a standalone system. Then we can integrate S4 HANA, where we are not using WM functionality of S4 HANA, but we are not integrating it with the separate SCM server, where we have the APO and the EWM module activated. Okay, then we can also integrate S4 HANA with standalone decentralized EWM system, where we are not using the functionality of warehouse management in the S4 HANA, that is the embedded one, but we are keeping it separate. Okay, then the final one is basically the embedded EWM system, that is basically within the S4 HANA system, where we have all the core modules as well as the advanced modules related to the supply chain management, that is the APO, EWM, transportation management, GTS, everything is in one system. So this is the one that we are targeting under this training session. Okay. Then we look regarding the different functionalities that we have the different functionalities like process oriented, storage control, layout oriented. We just touch base upon those. Okay, what is it all about? But we will go in deep when we basically go into the respective topics of EWM. So the basic functionalities we checked also yesterday. Okay, that EWM basically come up with a lot of standard functionalities that basically help in catering the future warehouse complexities. So those things we basically now discussed yesterday, and today what we will be doing, we will be not doing the integration part. Okay, so how we integrate SAP ERP system with EWM system, though both are in the same system, that is in the S4 HANA, but still the integration is required, since we basically require the integration of MM and SD, MM and WM, MM and FI. Same way we have the integration of ERP, MM ERP, or you can say SD ERP with the EWM system, because EWM system is not only your warehouse system, but it is more a logistics execution system. Okay, so you can basically perform the logistics operations also from EWM, means everything you can perform in EWM. Now they have introduced transportation management to basically cater that different, you can say more complexities of the transportation, like main carrier and all those things that they can capture in the transportation management. But yes, EWM basically cater some part of logistics also. So let's see. Okay, when we talked about the integration of SAP ERP with EWM, then what all things we need to integrate? Okay, from the S4 HANA perspective. Okay, and the second thing that we will be discussing is basically the delivery document integration. So what is this delivery document? So delivery document is basically whenever we are not sending the delivery. So whenever we are not talking to EWM, we are talking in three ways. First is basically either we are sending the inbound delivery to EWM. Okay. Second is we are sending the outbound deliveries to EWM. So inbound delivery means that we are performing a good receipt, then our inbound delivery is created. Okay. You want to transfer a material from one storage location to another storage location, then the inbound delivery is created. So one basically create an outbound delivery because we are removing the material from the storage location. Okay, and then for the other storage location, it will basically creates an inbound delivery because we are putting the material in the another storage location. So inbound is basically we are putting the material, we are receiving the material in the storage location, and outbound is that we are moving the material out of the storage location. Okay, so the delivery documents are basically that whenever we are sending the inbound delivery from ERP system to EWM system, then we have the delivery document types. Okay, so those who are into SAP, they knows that the document type, we have two types of document type. One is the header document type and the item document type. So we have to integrate the ERP header document type with EWM header document type, and same way we have to integrate the item document type of ERP delivery with the EWM item document type. Okay, of EWM. So that in that perspective, basically integrate the delivery documents also. So we will see, okay, the integration part. So before going into the integration, let's see the structure that I have prepared. Okay, so it is a basic KDS that I have prepared from MM side. I will quickly take you through these structure in the system as well. Okay, but if you can see, this is the company code. Okay, so that is the top entity, or you can say that the top structure, organization structure of this, the entire you can say for this KDS. Okay, so this is the company code. Then this company code is assigned to a plant. Okay, that is BT01 that I have created. Okay, just to save time. And then this BT01 is basically assigned to two storage locations. One is 1001 and 1002. I will show you into the system also. Okay, so the 1001 is basically the main warehouse. Okay, where I will be performing all my major operations like inbound, outbound. Okay, then the another storage location is basically the production storage location, where I will be performing all my production activity. Okay, so if I want to consume a material against a production order, or I want to produce one material, okay, so that storage location basically helps me in doing all those operations. Then I create a shipping point as BT01. Shipping point is that from where we are not delivering the material, so it is a point. Okay, in SAP system, or in the physically also, that from where we are not ship the materials. Okay, so this is a shipping point that I've created. Then the storage location 1001 and 1002 is basically assigned to the ERP warehouse. Okay, if I go back to the structure over here that I've shown you, so this is the EWM structure, organization. This warehouse is the ERP warehouse, and then further this ERP warehouse is assigned to the EWM warehouse. Okay, so that all the activities will then directed or route towards the EWM warehouse. So same way over here, that we have the ERP warehouse, and then this ERP warehouse will be assigned to the EWM warehouse. So till now, or till this point, okay, I have created the structure in the system, and this part I will create, okay, during this course. So I will first show you what I have created in the in the system, like this part. Okay, and then I will go towards this and do the integration part also. So company code I'm not showing. Okay, so I will directly show what all things I have done. So if I go to the ERP structure, okay, so let me go come out from this. So what I will do, this is my this is my SAP screen. Okay, and I will go to this SPRO. This SPRO is basically used to configure the things. Okay, so those who are new to the SAP, so whenever I want to configure the business process, okay, so different clients have the different processes. So SAP has provided all the configuration, different checks and other things, okay, in the system, through which I can configure those processes based on the different client needs. Okay, so to configure those system, we have this transaction SPRO. If I go into this IMG, okay, so you can see this is all the different modules you will find over here, like material management, sales, distribution, logistics, execution, and extended warehouse management also. Okay, you can see. So first, if I go to the organizational structure that I've created, so I will start with the enterprise structure, because this is a place where we will define everything. So you can see the definition. So here I have defined. Okay, so in the logistics general, I have defined my plant. Okay, so this plant is basically BT01. Okay, that I've created. Okay, what you can do, you can simply basically create a copy of an existing plant also, like you can enter the BT01 and then you can create your own WT01, and then you once you click, it will copy everything. Okay, from the existing plant. So you can do that. Okay, so this is the BT01 that I've created as a plant. Then if I go further, okay, then I've created the storage location over here. So the node of the storage location is within the enterprise definition in the material management. This is a node for to create a storage location. If I enter BT01, okay, you can see these are the two storage location I've created, that is 1001 and 1002. Okay, 001 and 002. One basically defines the main warehouse for EWM, and another is basically the production. Just give me a second. Okay. Let me just connect to my headphones first.
Assignments. Okay, if you can see the logistics execution where I've created a warehouse. Okay, so under this logistics execution, this under the definition you will find all the nodes. So we have to create a plant, we have to create a storage location, we have to create a warehouse. So define the warehouse, and I've created one warehouse, that is BT1. Okay, that is for EWM system. Okay, so I'm not doing anything in the ERP warehouse because this is the ERP warehouse. This is a 3 character field that we use in the ERP for WM activities. Okay, so from the ERP perspective, only I have created the warehouse over here, but I will not be performing any operations in this ERP warehouse. So all the operations I will perform under the EWM warehouse. Okay, that I will create later. Okay, so this is,
So
yes,
differently, is it mandatory to have the ERP warehouse?
yes, it's mandatory. Yep. Okay, and then if I go down, so this is what I have now created, and then you can do the assignments. So under the assignments, what you can do, you can assign, go to this logistics general, assign the plant with the company code. Okay, so I have assigned my plant with the company code. If I go over here and check my plant, so BT01. So this is the company code that I'm using. Okay, and that is basically assigned to the plant, and same way my assignment is with done with the storage location also that I've shown you. Okay, and then come to the material management, and you can see the purchasing organization and purchasing data that I have now created against the plant. So this is, so same way I'm using the BT01 as my purchasing organization. Okay, that is more towards the side. Okay, so this is a purchasing organization I've created and assigned. This is the one that I've created. So these are the assignments that we have to do, okay, in order to make a basic structure ready, okay, in order to create any purchase order or sales order from the ERP side. Okay, then from the logistics execution point of view, what we have to do, we have to assign the warehouse number, the plant and the storage location combination. Since I have one warehouse and the 2 storage locations, so I will assign both the storage location with the one warehouse only. Okay, BT01. You can see this is how I have done the assignment. So I have one plant with 2 storage location, and both the storage location is basically assigned to the warehouse because I will be doing the warehouse activities and the operation in both the storage location. I'm not keeping
Hey,
one
Nitin,
storage. Yes. Go ahead.
am I only one who is getting the voice first and the screen very late?
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Right now I just see the menu. I just
Okay, you
yeah.
have, oh,
I'm
so
not
there is
able
some
to.
lagging, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
there's lag.
Very, very. It's. I mean, your voice is coming very fast, and the screen is coming very late. So I can't understand what you're saying exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I'm
that's true.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, let me know where I am right now. Where is my screen right now?
Uh, it's showing the table like storage
MMIM
location
storage
and
location. Okay, so
yes,
now
yes.
now we are aligned. Okay,
Okay.
so what I was talking about, that if I go back, can you see the original screen where we can see the assigned warehouse number to the plant and the storage location?
No.
No. Let me just check.
So the screen we see says change view MMIM storage location to LEWM warehouse number overview.
Okay, just give me a second. Stop sharing. So I will go to those nodes. So for that, I will go to the enterprise structure. Okay, and then click on the assignments, and under the assignments, click on the logistics execution. Now what you can see, can you see the logistics execution that I have just opened as a node?
No. No, right
No?
now it shows that you're just clicking on the IMG. It says customizing execute project.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it hasn't opened up the IMG yet.
It is for everyone who are there in the call.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
The IMG just appeared right now.
Now we can see the display IMG screen.
Just give me a second. Okay. I will try to reconnect. Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me retry again. I've changed my room actually. So let's see if we can get a good signal. So any one of you can now just guide me what you can see on my screen. Okay, accordingly I can just figure out if this.
See the IMG now?
Then
Still the IMG.
okay.
It just opened up to
and the assignment of plant and storage location with the ERP warehouse management. Okay, so that is basically the basic structure of, or you can say the basic KDS, where we have plant, storage location and the warehouse. Now if I talked about the integration part, okay, so how we perform the integration? So for the integration, what I have to do, I have to first create a warehouse, that is EWM warehouse. Okay, so for the EWM warehouse, what I will do, I will go to a following node. Okay, please have a look on that node. Okay, so here I'm on this IMG screen. Okay, and then I will look for this SCM extended warehouse management, and under that I have this extended warehouse management. Can you see this?
yes.
Okay, then under that, if you can see, we have this master data. Okay, I will click on this master data, and over here you can see define warehouse number. Okay, this warehouse number that I will be defining is basically the EWM warehouse number. Okay, and that is basically a 4-digit number that we generally have to give in SAP EWM. So click on this define warehouse, click on the new entries, or you can select any of this existing one. Okay, and then copy it. How you can copy it? So let me see if there is anything. You can pick any one. Okay, so this is the one, and then click on this copy as. Okay, I will show you other things. So when I click on the copy as, you can see these are the two fields that is available. Okay, so you can simply change it, like you can give BT01. Okay, that is my organization structure. Okay, this is the warehouse number that I'm giving, and then over here for the description, BT01 EWM. Okay, so this is the description I'm giving over here. So when I save, okay, then I have to give this request. So under this request, this is basically a technical request under which all my configuration will be stored. Okay, and then those configuration I will take it to the different servers. Like we start with the development one, where we consultant develop the thing. It is basically for those who are new to the SAP. So we develop the things, and all our changes basically store under this CTS. Okay, there may be one or more CTS depending on the needs and depending on the modules and the processes. And then we take it to the different servers, like migration server or quality server, where the users, business users or client basically perform the testing, and once they are okay with the design, then we basically take it to the production. Okay, So I'm saving all my activity over here. So this is my warehouse that I've created. Okay. And then if I go further, assign the warehouse number. So BT01. Before that, there is a warehouse control. Okay. So as of now, if you can see, just forget about these procedures because I will come to these procedures later. Okay. So there are different procedures related to the handling unit and other things. Okay. The warehouse process type, handling unit, destination. As of now, I'm just keeping it as it is and I'm copying a new warehouse. Okay. To create a control. Okay. Like in the WM also, if I show you the WM part, in this warehouse management, okay, the master data, if you can see, define the control parameters for the warehouse. So the same way we have to create the warehouse in the ERP side. So where we give the warehouse number, the weight, volume, dimension, whether the warehouse has the handling unit or storage unit management and everything, the same way we have to give in the EWM also. So what I have done, okay, I have created a warehouse in EWM. Okay, so this is a path that is SCM, extended warehouse management, in the master data. Define warehouse, only a naming of the warehouse I have given in the first node, and then the third node I'm not coming to the second one. Okay, for some purpose. Okay, so in the third node, what I'm doing, I'm just creating a warehouse number control where I'm defining my warehouse, that what kind of weight, volume, dimension we basically operate under this warehouse, what factory calendar we basically means follow under this warehouse. Okay, and what kind of stocks we basically take care under this warehouse. So what you can do, you can simply select the existing one. Okay, you can pick any one over here, like I picked this one. The only thing is that all these procedures are you have to copy as of now, or you can keep it as blank. Okay, and then later we have to add those. Okay, but as and when I go into the processes, I will show you that what is this basically procedures all about. Okay, so keep it as it is. Okay, and let me see if where is my warehouse, that is BT01. This is my warehouse BT01 that I created. Okay, so click on this and you can see everything is blank over here. Okay, so few things you can add is basically the factory calendar. I'm adding is the standard factory calendar. Okay, the weight that I will be using under this warehouse is basically the kg. Okay, uh,
Oh, Nitin, it's
it,
again lagging. I think we don't see
it
the
is again
slide.
lagging. Okay, I'll stop here and let me know if you can see my warehouse screen.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the warehouse screen. You can see my entire warehouse control is empty as of now. Only two things I'm adding. One is basically the factory calendar. Okay, what calendar I will be using, whether we are following the Saturday and Sunday as off or something, because we have the production unit also that is assigned to the warehouse. So
This
I
is
mean,
no. Did you copy like in the
no,
on the
I have
screen?
not copied. I have not copied. Okay, when the moment I created my warehouse in the system, it automatically comes over here in the define
Okay.
control. And then if you want, you can copy it with the existing one, all those records. Okay, the procedures and everything. So I'm not copying anything as of now. I'm keeping it as a fresh only. And whenever I go to the different processes, new processes, then I will show you the need of adding those things over here. Okay, so I'm keeping the things as it is. So this is my weight, okay, that I will be using under my warehouse, and this is the factory calendar as of now. Okay, so now my warehouse is created. Okay, that is BT01. So this is my warehouse BT01 that is created. Okay, so my KDS is now ready. My structure is ready where I have plant, storage location, ERP warehouse, and EWM warehouse. I'm not going into the storage types as of now. I'm keeping it aside. Okay, for the next topics. I'll come to the integration part now. Okay, because we have to integrate. Now, how the integration happen? Integration happens in generally in two forms. Okay, or there are uh, uh, two you can say two parts. Okay, in which the integration is done. One part is basically from the basis side, where your basis consultant, they basically keep the system ready. Okay, so in that case, we have to create they have to create the logical systems. Okay, and then assign the logical system with the client. I can show you. Okay, So for the integration, I will just close all the nodes first and teams directly. Okay. So for the integration, as I was saying, okay, from the ERP side, from the EWM side, there are two parts. One is basically the basis part, and the another part is basically from the EWM consultant part. Okay, so those things we have to take care. Okay, majorly we have to take care of the EWM integration part. Okay, so if I go down, okay, where you can see, so you can see this node integration with other SAP components. Okay, and under that you can see this extended warehouse management. Can anybody see the extended warehouse management node?
Yes.
Okay, so under that you can see we have a basic landscape. Okay, so this is basically the basis part. Okay, basis guys that basically perform those configuration. So what we have to do, we have to create the logical systems over here. Okay, so one is from the ERP side and another is from the EWM side. Okay, so the one that we are creating for the EWM side is basically a dummy logical system. Okay, so that doesn't have no much a full-fledged logical system that we generally create. Okay, for the ERP one. So you can see for the ERP one, I've just now copied. So this is basically the logical system. If you are creating any, means when you will get the demo system, okay, do not create any logical systems. Okay, so whatever the logical systems are there, use the same one. Okay, if you try to create your own and do the configuration, the entire system will go down. In that case, nobody can perform the integration, nobody can perform any transactions. Okay, so we have one logical system, go with that only. Okay, so this is the logical system for the ERP one. Okay, because what we are doing, we are integrating ERP with EWM, so we need the two logical systems over here. One is basically the ERP one and the another one is basically the EWM one. So I will show you both. So this is the logical system of ERP, that is S/4HANA Client 300. And then for the EWM, this is the one, dummy client. Whenever we are using the embedded one, okay, we always use the dummy EWM client. If we are using the decentralized EWM system or the standalone EWM system, then we will be using the normal logical client, the full-fledged logical system in that case for EWM also. Okay, so it is only the difference of the name that we are creating as of now, but the features are only enabled for the ERP logical system. Okay, not for the EWM logical system. That is the dummy one. For the embedded, we have to create like this. Okay, for decentralized, we have to use the logical system. We have to create the logical system for ERP as well as for EWM. Okay, one thing that we have to look.
Nitin, where is the, like, which one is the ERP logical system you mentioned?
This is
So
the
one is
ERP S4
one
HANA
is-
Client 300. Okay,
Okay.
if you want, you can note it down because this is a server that you will be using. Okay, and then EWM1 is T41 EWM 300. Okay, so all the 300 you have to use. Okay, now why we are now talking about the 300? Because our client is 300. So when we create a logical system, then the second step that basis guy have to do is basically assign the logical system with the client. Okay, so here you can see, so this is the client that is 300. You can see my screen, right? The client screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you can see if I go into this now details. So here you can see the logical system is assigned to the client 300. So do not create your own client. Okay, and if you are creating your own client for the practice, do not assign it over here. The moment you assign it, everything will get stopped. Okay, so let it be like this because this is not our work, because that is the work done by the base system and they are quite expert in doing that. Okay, and we have to do our work of the integration and the system process creation. So let it the things like be only. Okay, just for the understanding I'm showing you. So this is the two things that we have to do. Okay, then the other part that they have to do is basically set up the RFC destinations. Okay, so under this, if you can see under the ABAP connections, okay, they have created this. Okay, show. So this is the RFC connection that they have created, and remote login. If you want, you can test the connections. So the connection is testing work. Okay, fine. Since everything is in one system, it is fine. Okay, but still we have to follow what I'm doing. Okay, when it was a decentralized EWM system, the integration setup was quite tough. Okay, there were a lot of things that we have to do. Okay, but in this embedded, most of the things has been refined because everything is in one system, so there is not much no configuration that is needed, but the entire flavor they have remain, means the entire flavor of this logical system connecting with the client and logical system RFC destinations creation and everything, they have keep it like this only. SAP have keep it like this only, just to remain the flavor of what we did in the decentralized. Means I have configured decentralized. I know that what kind of configurations it had initially. Okay, so it was quite tough from the configuration point of view, integration point of view. Okay, but this embedded is quite refined in those cases. So this is the RFC connections, okay, that we have created, because this is the ERP side, because we are connecting with the other components. So that's why you can set the RFC destination. Same, you have to connect the RFC destination for the EWM, that is this T4. Okay, don't take much load. Okay, this is mostly a basis work. Where you have to take a load, I will tell you. Okay. So this is the RFC destination because we want to connect it from the EWM perspective also. So this is my EWM RFC connection. Test it. If it is working fine, yes, there is no error. Means my connection is, at least my logical systems are working. Okay. Then what we have to do, come down over here. Okay. Close this node. You can see I'm closing one node. Right? Or it is still lagging. There is a lag.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Correct enough.
It's okay. Now the second thing what we have to do, the first thing that I was talking about is the integration with the other components. This is a node. Then come to the extended warehouse management, and the you have to look for the basic setups. Okay, so these are the logical systems we are creating. Assign the logical system with the client, and then what you have to do, you have to check the RFC destinations are available and the connection is working proper. That is fine. That is the first step that will be taken care by the basis guy. Now we are not supposed to go into this basic settings for the data transfer because that is already taken care under the EWM embedded system. Everything is in one place, so this data transfer will done automatically. When we were talking about the classical decentralized, then we have to do related configurations for this data transfer and other things. But we are not going into this because we have the embedded one. So keep this node off only, then come to this third node, that is EWM linkage, and that is the important one from the consulting point of view. So when I open this, configure the SAP specific parameters. Okay, so first thing I have to do is basically click on this, and you can see, can you see a screen open, extended warehouse management overview screen? Anybody can just confirm.
Yes.
Okay, so in this case, if you can see, if I pick my warehouse that I've created, if I go back to my Excel, so this is my warehouse, ERP warehouse, that is BT1. So under this, if I enter this BT1, you can see this is my warehouse, and this is the related configuration available in my system as a by default, or you can say by default configuration. Now I have to announce this warehouse, ERP warehouse, as EWM warehouse. So how I will announce that, whenever there is a storage location, whenever there is a process, means inbound outbound activity happens in the storage location, those storage location is connected to this warehouse, that is BT1 from the ERP side. Okay, any activity that is happen in this storage location, it will connect to the BT1 storage, BT1 warehouse, and then I have to announce this BT1 storage warehouse as EWM warehouse. Okay, so what I will do, here there is a node, and then you have to select it as EWM. Okay, so everything that happens in this warehouse will be directed to the EWM warehouse in that case. Okay, we are announcing that we are not using the standard warehouse management system because it is initially it was local WM. Now I have set it as EWM. Okay, so all the activities will be take place under the EWM warehouse. Okay, Distribute immediately, that whenever I'm creating any inbound delivery or outbound delivery, as I said, that when I'm receiving the material from the vendor in my story location, it is known as inbound process. Whenever I'm sending a material to a customer, it is known as outbound process. So whenever I'm creating a purchase order or sales order, then those information will be distributed to EWM system, so that the warehouse operator get to know that what materials we have to take in inside the warehouse, and which all materials we have to pick from the warehouse, okay, for the outbound process. So those things will be distributed immediately. Immediately means as soon as I created a purchase order, and against a purchase order I create an inbound delivery in ERP system, those inbound delivery will be distributed immediately to EWM system. There is no batch job, there is no stop, there is no time frame that I'm setting in the system, that after so and so minutes or after so and so hours those inbound delivery will be clubbed and then sent to the EWM system. No, it will be sent immediately or distribute immediately to EWM system for the further processing and operations. Okay, that is what it means. Then all the deliveries that are unchecked, if you want to check those, you can check. If I select this, you can see enter. When I enter this, you can see all these checkbox get open. Okay, so what this is basically the unchecked deliveries. Okay, if you want to distribute those unchecked deliveries also, incomplete deliveries, unchecked deliveries, you can distribute those also to EWM system. If you want to determine the batch in EWM system, then you can tick this up. If you want to perform the good reset process from the EWM system, means whenever I'm doing a purchase order and then I'm doing a MIGO, okay, against a purchase order, means this is the standard flow for the people who are new, that first of all we create a purchase order, then after that purchase order we create a good receipt, because we are receiving the material in the warehouse against the purchase order. Okay, so those purchase order we send to the vendor, and against that purchase order vendor delivers the material, and the transaction that we use is basically a good receipt, okay, process in the SAP system. So if I'm doing a good reset, okay, and when I'm receiving the material in my storage location, then that should be distributed to EWM system. Okay, that is what it means. And then how I want to perform a communication. Communication means communication between two server. Ideally, if you know that now when we have the basic or no standard ERP system, if we want to connect it with the third party system or some other system, then we basically generally we use iDocs, okay, ALE iDocs as a tool to connect or to send the information. But here in EWM, okay, whenever the EWM wants to communicate with the ERP, they communicate it via the queues. Okay, we call it as queues, okay, or QRFCs or queues, through which they basically communicate the information. Communication means any inbound we are sending from the ERP system to EWM system, that will be sent via queues. Any outbound deliveries that we are sending from ERP system to EWM system, that is basically sent by the queues. If EWM want to send any information to ERP system to update any information, okay, like I have done a good reset in EWM system, and I want that those information get updated, or the stock get updated from the IM side also, that is from the material management side in the ERP system, then those information is sent via the queues. So it is a bi-directional way of communication that we are performing from ERP to EWM and from EWM to ERP, and that is happen via the queues. Okay, then third one, this one is basically change delivery. So if I have done any changes in the ERP side of the delivery, suppose I've created a delivery and those deliveries are distributed to EWM system. Delivery could be the inbound delivery or outbound delivery, and that could be distributed to EWM system. And later, if I want to change those deliveries in the ERP system, so if I change any value in the ERP system under that deliveries, then those deliveries will get updated in EWM system also. So it is not like that I have done any changes in ERP system and then I have to re-trigger those deliveries to send it the updated one in the EWM system. Those will get automatically updated. Why it is automatically updated? Those automatically updation can only be possible in embedded, not in the distributed one. That is the decentralized one. So decentralized has that drawback. So once you send, you have sent. Okay, if there is any changes, then you have to revert those deliveries from the EWM side and then delete those deliveries in the EWM and then delete the delivery in the ERP system. Likewise, we have to go. But in the embedded, everything is in one system, so such kind of things has been taken care by SAP. The last option is basically the serialization related to the decentralized warehouse management. Since we are not using the decentralized, so I'm not. So sorry. Serial numbers for decentralized warehouse management system. It is ticked by default since we are not using the decentralized. So let it be like this. So this is the decentralized warehouse management. If if we want to consider this warehouse management as a decentralized, then you have to use this. As for the embedded one, we are using EWM. Okay, so that is the important thing that being as a consultant, we should know. Okay, so I will save this up. Okay, then I will come down over here. Generate the distribution. Yes.
So, immediately distributing the deliveries to the EWM, there is one field, right? So, if you maybe can go back into that place. Distribution model. So, the second option, stop distribution. Right? Okay. So, for example, in my scenario, I got one plant, 2 store locations. I want to distribute the deliveries of store location 1 immediately to the EWM. But I want to stop the distribution immediately for the store location to same EWM system. So in that case, do I need to create a second ERP warehouse number and then stop distribution for that? How it can work?
Okay, as you said, if you do not want to distribute those deliveries to the EWM system, then you can use this stop distribution. Okay, so in that case, those inbound delivery will not get distributed to your EWM system
immediately. But if I want to distribute at a later point of time, so is there any
later point of time? Yes. So what happens that no, I've created an inbound delivery, but I do not want to distribute it immediately. Okay. So I've keep it in my ERP system, and then I'm waiting for some time. Okay, maybe I'm just waiting for other deliveries to get created, and then I will send it means in one go. So in that case, we have to use this stop distribution. So in that case, we have to use some batch jobs through which we have to distribute it. Okay, so there is a particular time that we have to set in the system, so it will not distribute immediately, but via some batch job. But nobody use this.
Okay, that batch job is standard SAP batch job, or do we need to define our own batch job?
No, there are standard batch jobs, but I'm not very sure on those batch jobs as of now. I do not have that handy with me, but I can search for that and can share with you what those batch jobs are, because generally we have never used those things.
Yeah, but in this scenario, so like how to create the second ERP warehouse number, right? So for example, one for the immediate distribution, and the second for the stop distribution for the same plan with the different store.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now another important part is basically generate the distribution model for transaction data transfer to SAP EWM. Now, what is this distribution model for transactional data? Now, what is this transactional data? If I go back to my PPT and show you. Okay, so we have data like master data in ERP system, like material master, customer master, vendor master. So we basically want that this ERP system, whatever the master data we have under this ERP system, the same master data should be there in the EWM system. Okay, we want that the both systems should be synced with the master data. So if I talk about that classical decentralized, how we basically prepare that data, okay, or how we move the data, that is the master data from ERP system to EWM system, because both are the separate system. Okay, both are physically the separate system. So we want to send those data. So how we send those data? We send data via the SIF procedure. So there is a SIF methodology in the decentralized EWM system. We use this SIF methodology to send the master data, that is material master, vendor master, customer master, from ERP system to EWM system. Okay. Whereas in the embedded, okay, this SIF is not required. Okay, since everything is in one system, so whatever the master data we have created, like material master, so the same data can be easily populated under the EWM. Okay, so there is no point of sending the data again. Okay, because this is one system only. When we talked about the transactional data of decentralized, so to send the transactional data that is inbound from ERP to EWM or outbound delivery from ERP to EWM, we basically use a distribution model. Okay, and this transactional data basically, as I said, basically communicates from ERP to EWM via QRFC, that is the queues through which we are sending those information. And to handle those queues, this is the distribution model that we basically use or we have to generate. Now, what is there in this distribution model? There are three kind of methods, okay, or three methods you can say, or six methods. One is basically create or change, replicate and change for the inbound delivery. One is for the replicate inbound delivery method. Another is change inbound delivery method. Then the third one is replicate outbound delivery method. Then the change outbound delivery method, and the fifth one is basically production material request. We basically use for the production, replicate and change. So 6 methods are there that basically this system create, the distribution model create. Okay, so once this is created in the ERP system, then those queues will basically able to communicate between the ERP and EWM. Means the transactional data can able to communicate. But before that, we have to create this distribution model. And this distribution model is mandatory. Either we are using the decentralized EWM system or your standard, sorry, embedded EWM system. And if you are preparing for the interview, they will ask you this question. Okay, there is another model that is classical what is this? Embedded, no, decentralized EWM system on S4HANA. This is another thing that is coming. Okay, and companies are using those. So we have S4HANA, where we are using all the major core modules, and for the EWM we have another S4HANA, where we are only using only using this EWM system. Okay, so they basically ask such questions also if you are preparing for the interviews. Okay, so what is the difference between the decentralized, how we send the data in the decentralized, and how the master data is sent in the embedded? So you should know that in decentralized we use SIF, and in the embedded SIFing is not required because everything is in one system only. Okay, so these are the T codes, and these are the T codes basically available in the ERP system. Okay, that is not in the EWM system. So SIFing is basically a functionality that is available in ERP system, and you have to use this T code CFM1 and CFM2. Yeah, somebody was asking.
So yeah, for embedded SIP is not required, but distribution model is still required.
Yeah, distribution is required in all the models. Either it is a classical decentralized, either it is embedded one, or your the new one that I've told you, that is distributed EWM system on S4HANA. In all the cases, this distribution model is required, because this distribution model is basically the main thing to activate the queues. Okay, to communicate between the two systems. Okay,
So
I will show you how the distribution model is created. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
there are so many differences between how the systems are integrated based on the deployment option. So is there any documents as such, or like is there any website where we can find the differences for decentralized and S4HANA?
You can find, if you Google, you will find everything.
I try to Google, but
I do not have those content with me, but yes, when I will share, means, Sai, did you able to manage that book, the EWM book? So there you can get all those information. I have the book with me, but that is little old. Okay, that is a little old version.
Okay,
let me see if I can manage. Yep.
Actually, so I spoke to a couple of my friends. Actually, their system, like one is decentralized, still they are using decentralized. The one they just starting. So that is like you just mentioned today. So that is S4HANA, EWM, and separate box. And then they have S4HANA for all the other modules. So that is again like
yes.
The option you just mentioned today. So
yes.
How we can find the integration configuration?
How we can find the integration? Integration means? Okay, integration of S4 with S4 EWM, right?
No, EWM with the you're just going through today. There are the different options,
okay,
right?
Yeah. So, okay.
So, yeah. Please keep an eye on that one. If you can find some information, please let us know.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Now I will show you how to create a distribution model. Okay, and then I will stop for the day. Okay. So to create a distribution model, the node is the same. You can see my SAP screen. I've just flipped to my SAP screen.
Yes.
Can I?
Yes.
Okay. So the node is same. Okay. Integration with other SAP components, extended warehouse management, the basic settings of basic settings of EWM linkage. There, what we have to click, generate a distribution model for transactional data transfer to EWM system. Click on this. Now what it is asking the warehouse number, that is your ERP warehouse number. If you can see, the field is quite small. Okay, only 3 characters can in. Okay, so enter your warehouse number BT1. Then the logical system of EWM, that is and then this is basically a distribution model view. You can give any name over here. Okay, and then system basically create a distribution model. So it is a little technical. Okay, so I'm using, or you can use this one, the EWM that is already created. If you give your name, okay, on those name, the system create a distribution model in the background. I will show you. Now over here, what you have to do, you can see there are only 3 things through which we can communicate to EWM. Either you are sending any inbound delivery, either you are sending an outbound delivery, or you are sending a production material request. Only these 3 operations we are perform. Okay, any inbound delivery that is coming from the ERP system, that can be go to EWM. No other things can go. Any outbound delivery that is now created in ERP system, that can go into the EWM system, or any production material request that is created in the ERP system, that is your production order created in ERP system, that can go to the EWM system for the processing and operations. Apart from these 3 process, nothing can work in EWM. Okay, or nothing can get triggered from ERP to EWM. Okay, only these 3 things is created. And when I create a distribution model, you will see 6 methods will be created. I need to check. One is the replicate, another is change. Okay, so likewise it creates. Let me see the entries, if there is any entries created. No entries for warehouse number BT1 so far created. Okay, use create function. Click on the create. Okay. Oh, sorry. So, I have to use, sorry. So you see, I've put some, by mistake, I've put logical system of ERP. Okay, and then it says the sender cannot be the same as the receiver, because this is the ERP system through which we are sending the information. Okay, so it already written over here, logical system of SAP EWM. So let me just change it to the EWM logical system. This is the one. So when I execute, you can see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 methods has been created. Method save replica, replicate. Okay, then delivery change, then save replica, delivery change, request change, and the stage WM parts. This is request change and stage WM part is basically for the production. Okay, this save replica and delivery change is one is for the inbound, and save replica and delivery change is basically one for the outbound. So total 6 creates, as I said in the initial. Okay, so this is the method that I've created. Okay, and then based on this method and the object type, system will start creating the communication between these 2 systems. Little technical, but you can digest. Now if you want to check whether the things has been created properly or not, the distribution models has been created properly or not, you have to use this transaction /o BD64 or BD90. I need to check. Okay, yeah, BD64. Okay, display distribution model. Click on this EWM, because this is the EWM distribution model that I have used. Okay, so click on this distribution model, click on this SAP S/4HANA client. Okay, click on this EWM dummy client, click on this. Can you see now outbound delivery, delivery change, outbound delivery, request change, inbound delivery, delivery change, inbound delivery, replica change. One is for the manufacturing order and one is for the duplicate deliveries. Okay, So one is specifically for the manufacturing orders for the deliveries. You can create via the PMR or you can create via the outbound delivery. So these are the two things that through which we can create. Don't want to confuse you, but only thing that you can remind is basically these are the method that has been created. Open this, click on this filter group, warehouse number, and now look whether your warehouse is there in this model, in this object or not. So all other consultant who are using this dummy system, you can see they have already assigned their warehouse number under this. So there is a way you can use this distribution model, okay, as I've shown you. Okay, after creating the distribution model, it is a duty of consultant to see under this that if my distribution model or my warehouse is basically assigned under these methods or not. If it is not, you cannot create any inbound delivery. You cannot you cannot distribute the inbound delivery to EWM system, okay, or outbound delivery to distribution system if your warehouse is not managed over here, maintained over here. So I'm checking my warehouse number, that is BT1. Maybe at the last, so you can see this is the one that is created. Same you have to check for others. Okay, I believe it is created for me in for all the cases. So you can see it is created BT. Okay, I'll randomly check other. For manufacturing order also it is created BT. Okay, so that is important, and without this you cannot do the integration. Okay, your integration will not work. So you have to create a distribution model. So whenever you are sending the transactional data, that is inbound or outbound or the production request, okay, system can able to communicate, and to initiate those communication we have to use the distribution model. And this is the only way in the SAP so far in all the different deployment options that you have to create a distribution model only. Okay, so this is how we create a distribution model, and that is basically important step of integration. Let me check if there is something left in this node, as tomorrow I will continue this. Okay, go to this integration, SAP integration, extended warehouse management, basic settings for linkage. Okay, so this is a distribution model. Yes, so this is the only part. Do not click on the settings for the decentralized EWM system because it is more for the decentralized one. If you have the decentralized EWM system, okay, sender, receiver, and other things. So keep this as it is. Okay, only these two things we have to pick. One is the configure and another is generate distribution model. Okay, and then tomorrow, this is the configuration that I'm doing from the ERP side to connect to the EWM. Okay, that is one node. And then from tomorrow, I will show how to connect ERP from EWM to ERP. Okay, one side I have done both, from both the side we have to shake the hands. Okay, so what I have done, I have set the connection from ERP to EWM. Now tomorrow I will set the connection from EWM to ERP. Okay, so there is a bi-directional kind of flow that happens. So it is there. You can see the node SCM extended warehouse management. I'll close this integration with other SAP components. Okay, and click on this extended warehouse management, and interfaces. Now, when I click on the interface, you can see the interface with ERP. ERP means now EWM, I have to integrate EWM with ERP. In the later, in the later one, what I was doing, I was integrating ERP to EWM. Now, tomorrow I will show that how to integrate EWM with ERP. Okay, and once these two connection is set up, once both the hands are shake, then my connection is up, my integration setup is ready, and then I can start the creating the master data and creating the inbound deliveries to flow. Okay, so I will stop over here. Okay, and then we will connect tomorrow at the same time, 9:30. Any questions? I will give you 5 minutes to ask the questions, else if no, we can stop the call and then we connect tomorrow.
Anything we created, like you shown us like plant and store location in ERP side. So similarly, are we going to create the plant and store location in EWM as well?
No, that is not required. In EWM, the only thing that we have to do, if you see my screenshot, is basically the storage types now. Storage types, storage sections, and storage bin. These are the three structures that we have to create in EWM. Okay, all other things are basically available in the core ERP side or core S4HANA side. Okay, so these are the core S4HANA modules. MM is the core one. SD is the core one. So the KDS part we have already not defined in the core side, and the execution part. EWM is nothing but the execution. Okay, execution of the operations, execution of the material flow. Okay, so all the executions. So planning starts from here. Okay, from the core modules, and execution starts from here. So all the data starts from here, the request starts from here, and the request ends or execute from here. Okay, so we are not supposed to create any plant storage location in EWM. The only thing that we have to create is basically the storage type, section, and bin. I will show you how to create those. Okay.
For example, if the same EWM warehouse is like connected to different plants in ERP, so how do we know like stock belongs to which plant from ERP side?
I will come to that. I will come to that. So suppose I have no multiple storage locations
and multiple plants, for example. Is it okay? Before that, is it possible to link multiple ERP
Yeah,
plans?
everything is possible. Everything is possible. I will show you. Okay. There are very different things in EWM system. Okay, so in EWM system, whenever I distribute the information from ERP to EWM system, I'll show you one example and then I will end. Okay. Maybe it may not be digestible for others. Okay, because it is something that I'm not showing as of now, but I want to go step by step and then it will be little able for everyone to digest.
No,
Don't go with the transactions. Don't go with the transaction that I'm using. Okay, I will come to those transactions later. Okay. So this is the monitor. Okay, so this is the monitor that I will be using in the upcoming sessions. Okay. I'm just creating the inbound deliveries. Now picking the inbound already created inbound deliveries. So these are the inbound deliveries. Okay. So this is the EWM screen. How the inbound deliveries look like. Okay. So I go to the reference document. So these are the document. This is the delivery